we'll be navigating into the app directory. Now inside of this app directory, we need to make a folder called API, not AOI, API. Then we want to create another folder called Auth. Now make sure that this folder structure is exactly this way. If not, you'll get an error. Now we need to create another folder, and we want to name the folder NextAuth.js, but not just NextAuth.js. Now it starts with a square bracket and 3 dots, and then we say next auth, close with angular bracket, and hit enter to create that file. Now inside of this, we want to create a file called route.js. Hit enter, and that creates it for us. Now this file or folder structure is very, very important. If you miss this structure, you get an error and it wouldn't run as planned. Now if you have gone through the Next13 documentation, where we have the app router, you notice that we now have specific way of naming files that are going to expose endpoints and files that are going to expose pages. So for any file that will expose pages, it has to be page.js, and for any file that will expose endpoints, it has to be route.js. So please check out the documentation for route handlers so that you see the directive over there. Now we want to import a few things for us to use here. Everything we are going to be doing here is basically what we've done here, but you should notice the difference. The difference now is the file structure or the folder structure. Yeah, we have the app directory housing the API, the auth, but notice that we do not have a nextauth.js file here. We instead we have a nextauth folder which houses the route.js file. However, when we come to the page router, we have the auth directory housing the Next.js file. All right. Now, what we are going to be doing in this app router is going to be much the same with what we've done here. So let's open this by the side, and we'll just show you everything side by side. You notice the difference as we build, as we continue building. Let me get rid of this. Okay. So like I told you, everything is almost the same. Just copy from here down here. This is completely the same. So you paste it in here. Scroll up a bit. So you scroll up. Now copy all of this. Paste it in here. Then I'll show you the difference. So when you paste it, now we are not exporting the next auth here. So we'll convert this into a regular function. So const handler equal to this. So everything still remains the same. However, down here we export the handler. But you will notice that we are not exporting just the handler. We export this handler as one get, and we export the handler as posts. These are the basic differences. The thing is, in Next13, we no longer call regular functions in the routes. We either call them get, post, or whatsoever the verb is supposed to be. So a few things have changed. So what's going on here is we are exporting these configurations, and we are giving Next.js access to all the configurations we have here, and telling NextAuth to use those configurations and create our authentication for us. And that is it. That is all you need to do to set up your configurations and set up authentication. Okay, let's test out what we've done. We'll begin by running the local server. We're supposed to run that npm run dev. So we'll open this in the in the browser. All right, so localhost 3000. Now that's working. So we also need to make sure we have access to what's the name? We want to make sure we have access to the database. So npx Prisma Studio. So hit enter. Yeah, so I guess we shouldn't have anything inside here. Okay, this means that. All right. Now let's go back and try to access the sign-in page. Then, sorry, I need to be connected to my Wi-Fi. So just give me a moment. That should be coming up in a bit. So that's cool. So we restart this. Good. So everything is showing up now. The first thing we want to do is to try this one. So this is the email one. Hit send and let's get the email open. So Gmail, and let's see, did that work? So let's resend. Seems I'm having poor reception here. Okay, send grid. Okay, awesome, it's been sent. So that's what we're checking out. The email is opening up gradually. All right, once we complete this login, we should have a user here. So it's loading up. All right, so there's a new message that just came in. So we hit it and hit on the sign in. So we can close off this one. It's now rerouting us back to the home page. So which means it's successful. If we refresh here, we should have one user. So let's wait a bit. Beautiful. So we have one user at send grid and he has one session. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so let's sign him out, or whoever that is, my test bot. Sign that out, and we'll now test for Google and for GitHub. So let's move to navigate to API auth sign in, and we want to test out this. That is for Google. We can use yes, can use this. And once it routes us back to that homepage, that means it's successful. But we got to confirm that by refreshing our database here to see how many users we have and if they have a session. So you notice that we now have 2 users, and this second one we just logged in has a session which this other person doesn't have. Now we want to test GitHub for the last tests. So we sign out first so that we're sure that this one is out of the way, and then try to sign in again and sign in, this time around GitHub. And once a person is logged in already, it's going to probably automatically log the person in, or if it's the first time, you could ask for authorization. So like this person has been logged in before, and so there's no point, it just logs the person in. But to confirm, we can refresh this and we should have 3. So beautiful, have 3, and we have just 1 session. The other one's 0 session, which shows that everything worked well, and that is beautiful.